Hey, how's it going? This is Rob from Justin's Toys, and today I'm going to show you how to make a rose. As you can see, these are two different roses. This one has 3 petals, a stem, and 3 branches of roots, whereas this one has 2 petals, a stem, rose, and then a different type of root. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to make this one. This design was submitted to me by Tina Wood. She came up with this after she saw my flower tutorial. So this is a variation of the flower that I have posted on my channel, and I decided to record a video with her permission. So the first thing you need to realize is part 2 of my flower bracelet tutorial shows you how to make this. You just need to add 1 petal to make it a 3 petal triangle shape, and that will be used later on. So if you want to make this exactly as it's seen here, watch part 2 of the flower bracelet video. The link you can click right here and that'll bring you to that video, but make 3 petals instead of 2. Alright, and we're gonna have that set aside for later on. So the first thing you need to realize is that this flower is really just a hexafish, but a little different. And you want to set up your loom to be just like the hexafish setup. So you need 2 bar pins, a large base and a small base. If you're right-handed, start with the top bar pin with the arrows facing that way. And then you're going to put it on so that 3 pegs are going to be on the outside just like this. Alright? And then the other bar pin you want to face in the opposite direction, just like this, and also have 3 pegs hanging out to the left like that. And once you do that, your setup is pretty much done. Just reinforce the other side with a small base, push down to make sure it's secure, and that is your complete setup, just like that. We are going to be using these 6 pegs right here. So the first thing you want to do is grab just 1 rubber band. And for this video, I'm going to be making a pink rose. So grab your first rubber band and connect those bottom 2 pegs right here, but you are putting it on as an 8, just like that. Then grab another single pink, or whatever color your rose is, and connect the next 2 pegs. And you're basically making an outline of this rectangle using single bands that are turned into 8s, just like that. Then rotate and continue with the 8s, just like that. Another 8 right there, and this is the 6th one. completing that rectangle. As you can see, that is a rectangle of 8s. But for this rose, we are actually going to continue on with 8s for another full 2 rectangles. So that will be 12 more rubber bands, starting with that one. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now another 6 more, 7. And keep in mind, order is very important. If you see, I'm trying not to tangle any of the 2. Make sure that the bands on the top are the bands that stay on top. You don't want to pull it down and go like that. You want it to stay on top. So as I'm going, you don't see it, but I'm actually pushing down slightly so that the order is still intact. Okay. Right here, you'll see it starts to get really congested. But if you do a good job at just pushing down, it will be alright. Okay. And this one. Alright, there you go. So that is 18 bands in total. I have 3 bands in between each of all 6 of these pegs. So as you can see, count 3. There's 3. There's 3. 3 and 3. And I'm good. Alright, so we can actually start to loop right now. So in the ordinary hexafish, you grab the bottom 2 the first time. And I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm bringing it up and over, just like that. Again, on the next peg, grab those bottom 2, bring it up and over, just like that. Again, I know my bottoms are my bottoms because I was keeping track. Right here, bottom 2, bring it up and over, just like that. And over here, I'm going to turn this around so that I can get into the groove. And the reason I aligned these bar pins in the way that I did is because it makes it the easiest to get into those grooves. Right? This 5th peg, grab those bottom 2, bring it up and over, and then right here, grab those bottom 2, bring it up and over, and there you go. I looped all 6 sides, so I am ready to apply my next band. Now this is where the traditional hexafish starts. You're taking one band, just a single band, push down, and you're going to put it on top of all 6 sides like a normal hexafish. Okay? But just like you did before, you're still grabbing 2 bands on the bottom. Alright? And you're bringing it up and over on all 6 sides again. Alright, I got all 6 sides, and I push down, and next we are just again grabbing one single rubber band, putting it on top of all 6 pegs, just like so. Okay, and once you do that, again 2 rubber bands this time. So you're doing 3 sets of 2 bands for the first 3 times that you're looping. Okay. Just like that. Alright, now for the next 5 bands, I'm just going to continue this as a regular hexafish. So again, push down, make space for the next bands, go across, and bring these over to the side. And this time you are only bringing up 1 band on the side. And turn it around. Just 1 band. Push down. Next, 1 band on top. Just 1 band. Alright, push down, grab your next rubber band, okay, bring just 1 up. Okay, next band. Alright, so this is the 5th one, and this is going to be the last pink rubber band that I put on. Alright, and just like the end of a regular hexafish, you are still bringing up the bottom of all 6 sides so that there is only one band left. Alright, and I'm gonna actually tuck this one under this bottom right. So I'm going in, I'm grabbing it, then I'm grabbing this one. And using my hand, I'm actually gonna hold on to this one right here, let go of this, and then put this back on this peg. Just like that, and grab my hook, get this one back, and put this back on here. Okay, then I'm going to take this rubber band and I'm going to put it back over the center one, just like so. And then I'm going to take this rubber band and put it over this one, just like so. So right here we have this neat little triangle. You can actually make this triangle smaller by removing this top base very carefully, okay, and then moving it one peg up. Alright, and then we are going to grab one green and start applying the stem and then the petals. So this is going to be the first band for the petals, to connect the petals. You're taking this and you're actually going to cap it. So this is a green cap band that I'm applying over all 3 sides, just like so, to make a triangle. And then I'm going to grab those 2 bottom pinks and I'm going to bring it up and over. And take these 2 bottom pinks, bring it up and over, and then take these last 2 bottom pinks and bring it up and over. Okay. Alright, so right here you are going to grab your stem that you have made and you are going to apply this band that is holding them all together over all 3 sides. Just like so. You might want it so that the leaves themselves are in between the pegs. Okay? And now, just like before, you are just going to bring up those 2 bottom bands. Just like that. So these 2 bottom greens, I'm bringing up and over. These 2 bottom greens, you might have to go on the side of a couple of things, bringing those up and over. Okay, now this last one right here, you're grabbing those 2 bottom greens and you're bringing it up and over. Okay, then you could push down, and now you want to grab your next green, cap it, and put it over all 3 of these pegs. And again, we are doing the same exact thing. So basically what we're making for the stem is a capped 3-pin fishtail. Okay, right here, these bottom two, bring it up and over. And I'm just going to do that probably another 3 more times before I have to figure out a way to let all of this start to come out from underneath. So push down, cap a band, put it over all 3. Just like so. Grab your hook, grab those bottom 2 bands, bring it up. Grab these bottom 2, bring it up. Turn it around. Grab these bottom 2, bring it up. Push down. Okay. So it's starting to get really congested. And this is probably going to be my last band before I start to move this. Okay, bring that up. Bring that up. Bring this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all the bands here onto this peg and all these bands here onto this peg. So I'm going to go in, grab those 2, kind of stretch it out. It helps to have jelly bands, believe it or not, in this one. And bring it up and over there. Then all of these bands I'm going to grab off. Okay, I'm turning the hook in the direction where I'm moving these bands. I'm putting it over there. And as you can see, now I have everything on these outside 3 pegs. And I am going to try to squish this whole entire thing out. But the easiest way to do this is to actually remove this top bar pin. Okay? Just like so. Maybe hold on to these 3 pegs, and then once you get it out, I have my thumb over these top 3 pegs. Push it out to the front so that it comes out to the side. Okay? And once you have it out here, you can bring this back and put it back onto the loom just like you had it before. Alright. And that is the trickiest part of this whole tutorial. And we are just going to continue on now with capped bands that go over these 3 pins. Okay. And we're just going to continue this until it's as long as you want. Push down. See? Now that that's on the outside, it is much more easier. Now I have it on the bottom. Cap band, put it over these three. Okay, and at this point I'm actually going to put 2 sets of cap bands on top, and that'll just make it so that it's a lot more sturdy. So there's 1, and then there's 2, and that's going to let it hold on its own. Just gets really tricky on figuring out which ones are on the bottom, but if you're good like me, you should be able to figure it out just by looking at it. Alright, I'm actually going to stop here. Just like any other hexafish or 3-pin fishtail, I'm still going to bring that bottom one up. Okay. And then right here, I'm going to grab my first twig color or root color. I'm going to cap it. I'm going to put it onto this peg right here, but I'm going to go in here just like this. As you can see, my hook went through this peg right here. My hook's going through. It's facing the other direction. And then I am going to fish, grab it, and then bring it up and over just like that. I'm holding on to this with this hook, and I'm going to pull this off just like that, and I'm going to put this back on. So as you can see, it'll look like that if you did it right. Okay? And now over here, I'm capping a band. I'm putting it on top. And I'm just going to do this 3 times. I'm not going to do anything too fancy. There's 1. Okay, cap a band, put it on top. Bring it up and over. Turn it around. Bring it up and over. Push down. Grab your next band. Cap it. Turn it over. Just like so. Bring it up. And on the other side, bring it up. Okay? Now this part gets a little tricky. I'm going to show you how to actually tie it like that, so you don't need a C-clip. You're going to bring one side up and over to itself. Okay, so you're basically folding the band. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go in front of the top 2 bands, but behind the bottom 2, and you're going to grab the bottom 2 from inside of that top 2 bands. And once it's like that, you can create a knot by pulling these off. Make sure that you recognize that there's still green ones there that have to be on. So you want to carefully pull them off and then pull. Don't pull too hard because you could tear it. And there you go. Now this is all held together. Okay? Just like how we did one branch over there and we brought that brown one in between, I'm capping a band, and again I'm putting it on this peg. Okay? Then I'm going to put my hook in this peg inside these bands just like that. I'm going to fish for these 2. I'm going to bring it up. And while it's up, I'm still holding on to it with this hook. I'm going to grab these 2 greens that are on this peg and pull it off very carefully. Okay? And then I'm going to put these 2 browns back onto this peg. Just like so. Okay? Now I'm going to continue my classic single double capped right on here. This is a cap band. Then I'm going to bring these 2 up and over this peg. These 2 up and over this peg. And again, I'm just doing this 3 times, nothing too much. You can make them longer or shorter if you feel. But for this video, I'm only making them 4 bands long. Okay, push down. Again, cap band. That's going to be my last one on this one. Okay, and again, just like before, bring this up. Maybe you want to hold this because it will unloosen on itself. Bring this up and over. Okay, again, just like before, you're going to get in front of this top band, but behind these bottom 2. And you're going to pull those bottom 2 out from inside. And then you're going to pull it, but yeah, I'll hold on to these with my left hand so I could pull these 2 off. Remember, there's still these greens over here, so you got to be very careful. And then you pull, and there you go. That's tied. Alright, so we got 2 roots, just need 1 more, and again, we are going to fish for it. So, grab another brown, put it over this peg, again, go in with your hook, just like so, have it pointing the opposite direction of that brown band, catch it, and bring it in, bring it back up. As you can see, I'm still holding on to this. I can actually, while I'm holding on to this hook, I'm going to remove this green off, okay, and then I'm going to put these browns back on here, push down, and I can continue this cat band over, bring those bottom two up. Where did this come from? Alright, there was one, there was the other, push down, cat band on top, bring this bottom up, bring this bottom up, and this is the last one. Cat band on top, bring this bottom one up, bring this bottom one up, and while I'm pulling on this, I'm going to grab these two and bring it up and over to itself, just like so. And again, I'm going to create a knot. So I'm going to go in there, get in front of those top two, and grab those two on the bottom, bring it around, and at this point I could just pull this off because it is no longer necessary, and just pull, and that creates a knot. And as you can see, it looks squished, but if you go in with your hand and you just pull it, just tug on it a little hard, there you go. You might want to just like flip it. And that is the completed rose. And you can make it longer. I would probably make these roots wider, wide enough so that it stands on its own. You see? Well, it does stand on its own. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rob, and thank you for watching.